for that. So
you would know.
So, but we're going to do everything we can so that the cities and the county do not have to help with that, and we feel that ultimately that we can continue to make the payments. And you would think that as nice as those hangars are, that somebody would want them. And we do have people that's, from what I'm told, that have shown a lot of interest in them. So we're going to continue to try to make the payments as long as we can, and then hopefully a tenant can go in there, and that way the cities of North County have to actually make payments on it.
Maintenance on the hangars. Obviously, there's maintenance on the buildings and the hangars, even though they stand empty. The airport authority is responsible for that as well now.
Yeah, I mean, the ownership of the hangars is ours. As far as the power, we have to show the hangar off, so we have to keep it on. But the buildings are brand new. As far as maintenance, there's not any at this point. If you consider that cutting the grass and stuff like that, we have done that, and we leave the lights off and all that, so we don't use any power. But yeah, it is ours right now.
Some of the things that were a positive spinoff from EJM coming here, we've got a full-fledged fire department on the airport now. We've got more businesses that did come because it attracted them. We've got another hangar that's built next to the tower over there. Name of that company is?
That the company over there was a company called Nano Materials Manufacturing Machines, and it's still there. So I'm not sure what the future is for them. They do rent the land that's over there, and they pay the airport a nice sum of money to utilize that land, and they're current with all of that. But as far as the future plans of the company, I'm not aware of what.
There was a death in the owner of that.
The gentleman that did own the company did pass away, but his son has full control of that company now.
Well, just happenstance here, Jed. If they decide to pull out now too, or whatever, what kind of money are we looking at in that?
Well, fortunately, that particular building, we didn't pay anything for that building. They built all of that themselves. So the way that the lease is drawn up, we were just leasing them the land. So either they would have to get another party or take over the facility, or in the long term, the building would wind up being ours. So as far as what their plans are, we do not know of anything definite at this time.
Has this affected the employment or staffing of the airport with the just leaving of EJM?
No, the airport's pretty much self-sufficient on what we do here. EJM's leaving didn't really affect us in any way, because all of our jobs outside of mine and a couple of office personnel are directly related to fuel cells, so it hasn't affected anybody as far as the airport's concerned.
Well, we've got a website. We'll put it up for rent or sale. The picture of the two hangars over there. What would it take for somebody to come in there? What kind of money would they have to be paying as far as a note?
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, I told you what the debt service is. That's something that we would strongly consider. But also, you want to look at the number of jobs they're going to bring. If they're going to bring a lot of good-paying jobs, there's not a set price. We don't have a price tag sitting on them. We want the best thing that we can get to put in there. That way that we don't have to pay the cost, nor the cities, nor the county.
And that's something that we haven't had to do as of until now, because EJM or S.A.R.A. made the payments on the facility over there for over a year.
Right.
And there was no debt incurred at that time. So right now we're only looking at our first payment as far as the airport authority coming up.
Right. And we haven't ruled out the fact we could look at, taking out another bond and trying to get the rate down a little bit and lowering that total monthly payment. So there's all kind of different options out there we can look at. But, I truly feel that, long term it's going to be a great asset like it has been the last year. But the economic times right now are tough, and a lot of companies are having to downsize. So we're just going to make the best that we can with the situation. A lot of people's involved with this. We're all going to work together like we have been, and ultimately I feel good about it turning into a positive.
Jed, a lot of positive improvements out here. Really, the positive that we have here is an asset that's left from the company that was here. And as far as the taxpayers are concerned, at this particular time, they're not on the hook. The airport authority is taking care of the payments.
That's correct. It's not taxpayers' money. Well, however you want it, the airplane's flying, I guess you could say it is.
Right.
But I know the airport's covering all of that cost, and we'll continue to do that as long as we can hold out. And I feel like we can do that for a good bit.
The $27,000 that you mentioned, that's for one hangar. Is that correct?
Right, that's for the first hangar.
All right. Now, when is the second hangar payment coming up?
The second hangar is, the first hangar is the only one that the cities and county are on the hook for, that they're backing officially. The second one they are not. The second one is all in the airport's name. That one we are paying interest on that facility, and the airport's paying that interest, nobody else. Once we locate a tenant to go in there, then it'll actually, we'll start making the monthly payments as a whole, and the lease will be tied to that. So, and again, several people have shown interest in that, but it's just, you know, we're going to continue to be progressive and hopefully land one of them soon. You know, you can only be positive in situations like this. Look at the positives and not the negatives, and we'll continue to be positive.
We learn from the negatives.
That's right, we learn, and you know, while it appears to be a negative right now, again, long term, I think it's going to be something that's going to be beneficial, and we're not trying to point the finger at a particular person on all this. We're all in it together, and not everything's always going to be rosy. Not every news story is going to be a rosy news story. This one, you know, you can see obviously it may appear to be a negative again, but we hope that it turns out to be a positive long term.
Well, Jed, we appreciate you allowing us to come over here and redo this interview that we did yesterday. Folks will see some of the video that we shot yesterday, but apparently the audio was an issue, and we appreciate you taking the time today. And that, thanks again.
You're welcome. Anytime.